One rise family. Don't mind me. I have two things going on here. So I'm on YouTube. I'm also on Facebook. So I'm going live on YouTube for my loved ones there, and I'm going live on Facebook for my loved ones there. Okay. I wanted to be able to go live at the same time because I have a really powerful message for you guys this rising. Okay. I am very tired of seeing you guys look down on yourselves. I'm asking you guys to rise. I'm asking you guys to change your perspective. So you are not ugly. Okay. So I'm gonna wait until enough people get on here before we get started. Peace, YouTube. I see you guys. Hope everybody's doing well. I really want this message to hit home. I want you guys to consider everything that I'm saying, okay? Peace, Air. Peace, let me see. May Army Ali. Peace to Silver Moore. Peace, SKJ. I see you guys. Peace, Misha. Peace, Jackie. Peace, Nard. Peace, Gregory. I'm not going to do a lot of shout outs this rising because I want to get right into the message. I am going to that my book will be out hopefully in the next 2 months, family. I have a couple of books coming out. So one is called It's All in Your Head. It breaks down religion and philosophy. The next one is My Walk into Becoming Poly. So a lot of you guys have been asking me, you know, what happened in your life, what was sort of the things that happened, the breakdowns that led you into being poly. I'm writing a book about that so you guys can have more understanding on what that is and why I chose it. All right. But I want to really talk about, hello, Dawn, I see you, beautiful. I want to talk to you guys about this thing, okay? So let me just say this. Here's what prompted this message for you guys, okay? I'm noticing that we are comparing ourselves to people on social media, so much so to the point that we are depressed, discouraged, and we make excuses to not pursue our goals and dreams because we don't have something that someone else has. So we start to believe the illusion that is social media. When people hit their cameras, a lot of times they're hitting play on that camera the 100th time to get the perfect video, to get the perfect angle, family. And here we are, we're looking at the end result of all that work, all those redos. And in our mind, we forced ourselves somehow to believe that this is them all the time. And it may be. That's really not my point. My point is that we shouldn't compare ourselves regardless. In order to manifest, in order to be a powerful being, to be able to have the things that you want in your life, you have to remain focused. You have to remain positive. When you are positive, you breathe good energy. You have more inspiration. When you are negative, you don't. You become lazy. You want to just take days off, lay around all day. You don't have the energy to produce, to create your dreams, your desires as you would if you were energized, if you were high on yourself, right? And so the key is find a way to be positive, find a way to think highly of yourself so you can have the energy, the inspiration, right, to create and manifest. If you ever had a goal or a dream in your mind, you know that the reason that goal or dream wasn't conquered for the most part, in most cases, is because you gave up, you lost focus, you got discouraged. And a lot of it is hypothetical, made up stuff. Don't have enough of this, that, and the other. Well, I want to tell you guys, we have compared ourselves right into being depressed, right into being discouraged on ourselves. And we got to come out of that. We look at people and we compare ourselves to them aesthetically. And if we don't line up with them aesthetically, we feel like we're uglier than them or less attractive than them. And we say things like, I wish I had their body. I wish I had their nose. I wish I had their lips, their eyes, their hair, whatever. I wish I had something that they have. But that is so disrespectful to your ancestors. And when you were a child, let me give you guys some backstory, because I don't want to tell you how you were when you were a child. I could be wrong. Here's how I was when I was a child. Can't go wrong with that. I didn't have grandparents. I had one. My grandmother, my other grandparents were already passed on before I was born. I never had the opportunity or the privilege of meeting them. I did not know my mother, as she passed away when I was too young to remember her. Okay, so I grew up with my grandmother, and she had many children that she raised, probably about 15, 16 children. I grew up with about with a bunch of siblings, and I also had a lot of siblings that I grew up around that didn't grow up in the same home as me, but I had 15 children in the same home as me. We were beautiful, in my opinion. I didn't know about the world's standard for beauty. I didn't know about the world's concept for aesthetic beauty. That was never on my mind. I wanted to look like my family. You know what I mean? In fact, we would tease each other by saying, you don't look like your family. You don't look like us. You must be adopted. You don't look like your daddy. And we would say someone else is your daddy. And we always had different people in the neighborhood that we would say is each other's fathers just to make each other mad, you know? And we would all get upset because, of course, you want to look like your family. We sit over there and pout. I just made a video about this. My children do it today. Daddy, mama, you know, Janae said I was adopted. And I'm like, in my mind, do you really believe that? Like, you know, you're not adopted, right? But I cared about that stuff as a child. You know, I didn't think about leaving outside of these doors if I was going to be called ugly or not. I wanted to look like my daddy. That was my reassurance that that was my father. That was my reassurance that this is my tribe. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't care anything about if people would find my resemblance or find my avatar ugly. All I cared about is that I looked like the people who I grew up around. They all shared features. I want to look like my family. You know what I mean? And somehow we start getting away from that. And I think it's because of the conceptualized standard for beauty, aesthetically, right? You go to different cultures, some standards for beauty are piercings, a scar, a tattoo, right? There are different standards for beauty. In our culture, the Western culture that we're in, it's aesthetics. We look at features and then it changes. Like, so 10 years ago, a woman's butt didn't have to be as big as it is now to be considered big or sexy. Now that standard has changed, and you find women being discouraged enough to go change their bodies to fit into some new concept of what beauty is now. All this stuff breeds discouragement. You're changing your body to fit in. Is a disrespect to your ancestors. I'm not teaching against or preaching against getting augmentations. If it makes you feel better, do it. I'm talking about the internal war that goes on in you. If you are discouraged within yourself to feel like you're less than what is expected, or less than what it takes to succeed, you feel like you don't have what it takes, so you go get these changes. That's disrespectful. You know what I mean? Because your ancestors teamed up to contribute to your existence. You should love yourself. You should give nothing but gratitude for the fact that they contributed to your existence. And the proof of that is that you look like all of them combined. That is not ugly. Now, see, somehow we've learned that we've believed or fell under the spell that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I get it, right? The fragrance of a rose is in the nose of the smeller, right? Okay, I get it. A rose can't smell itself, right? You can't see yourself and recognize your beauty, but that is so false. You telling me you don't love your own music, your own art? You don't love the way you dress for you? You don't like how your avatar looks when you dress it up? Beauty may be in the eye of the beholder, but it's also in the mind, in the consciousness of the soul. You understand? How would you know you were beauty? How would you know you were beautiful if it I'm gonna tell you you're beautiful, right? Your daddy gonna tell you you're beautiful, even if you do not fit the world standard for beauty. So if you believe you're beautiful and you never ever go outside, how then would you know that you're not? Because you didn't measure yourself to anything. How do you know you're strong if you don't measure yourself against someone else's strength? Because you can feel strong and still be weak. I've body built, right? I've been a bodybuilder. I've been in athletics and things like that. And I've been really strong at times. And even at my strongest, there were days that I felt weak. There were days where I felt like I wasn't 100%. But believe me, on those days, I was still stronger than most people. I didn't feel strong though. But in my mind, in my heart, it's not what I'm used to. The energy I feel right now feels low. So I'm not thinking about anyone else. I'm thinking about for me, and I say, man, I feel weak today. That's not a discouragement, or that's not a kick on people who are not as strong as me. I'm telling you, I feel weak. But if I'm going to feel strong and believe that is true, How then would I know I'm strong unless I measure myself against something? I got to pick something up that's heavy, that's considered heavy, to be able to say I'm strong, right? Well, beauty, we think that works the same. But beauty is concept. Strength can be measured. I can put weights on a bar that's 200 pounds, 400 pounds. So I can measure that. And then we can gauge how much a person can lift by how much weight is on the bar. You cannot do that with beauty. One person can look at an individual and find that person beautiful, right? Another person can look at the same individual and may not find that person so beautiful. This is why we say beauty's in the eye of the beholder, but that creates a problem, because now I'm going to be confused. If I accept the idea that beauty's in the eye of the beholder, then I don't know what I am. I know this person yesterday thought I was attractive. Peace, Jerry, sweetheart. I know a person a couple weeks ago said I was ugly. I know a person over here said he all right. He ain't all that, right? I don't know. So I'm going off of these different opinions and I'm trying to navigate through to find how I feel about me. That can't be right. I have to love me and find me beautiful regardless of anybody else's opinion. When my music comes to my mind, I'm already happy. I'm already excited before I even put the pen to the paper. I'm already like, woo, that's bars, right? When I hear that song in my head or I'm drawing, I know that I can feel it. I can sense that what I'm doing is creative, is beautiful, is unique, right? So it's the same way. When I looked in the mirror as a child, I didn't think I was ugly at all. In fact, let me go back some, okay? I grew up around my family and I was poor, right? So many of us lived in the same house. My grandmother could not afford a lot of clothes. A lot of times we shared with each other. What my cousin wore yesterday, I'm probably wearing in a couple days. What my brother wore yesterday, I'm probably going to wear in a couple days. We shared, right? One big closet. We go through that closet. Whoever wake up first, get to the clothes. This is kind of how it worked. You had some individual things that was yours, but maybe just some shirts and shit in there that was first come, first serve. You know what I mean? So we had to make do. When you're poor, you get clowned in school. You get treated badly. And I was one of those kids. And I was never told I was attractive. I was very discouraged in school. But I had this guy named Brother Freddie. He went to my church, but he was a barber in my city. And everybody went and got their hair cut by Brother Freddie, right? Brother Freddie and a couple other guys that worked in the barbershops. They would always go to, but Brother Freddie's shop is where I always went. You feel me? But I would go there and I would take like these little pictures of different fades and stuff like that. Simple, like not simple haircuts, but clean haircuts. And I would have him cut my hair in these styles. And I would, in my mind, I'm thinking when I go to school, girls are going to notice that I'm cute now. Girls are going to notice that I'm attractive now. They're not going to call me ugly. Like all these dudes who calling me ugly, they ain't even going to recognize me tomorrow. They're going to see that, man, this, okay, bro, I see you. And hell no. I went to school feeling confident, thinking that someone was going to find me attractive today, and I still got picked on. Even with that fresh haircut, I was still ugly, according to them. And I began to believe that. I moved around a lot, so I'd been to about 3 or 4 schools before I got to high school, but I changed another high school when I was in the 11th grade. I go to this new school. It's called Chase Middle. And when I'm there, I'm thinking the same thing is going to continue. Seemed like every school I went to, my reputation preceded me. Students are just cruel. They'll let people know that you're going to a different school, so you can't go there and have a good rep either. So they'll let people know, he lame. And people just catch on to it. So here I am now at this last school, and I'm seeing a group of girls gathered in a circle, like snickering and giggling. They're looking at me and they whisper back in their little huddle. And I'm sitting here thinking that they're clowning me. They're picking at me. Here we go again. That was my life. So I was used to that. But I saw one of the girls later in the staircase. I'm going up. She's coming down. And she says to me, are you new? And I said, yes, I'm new. This is my first day. And she says, well, I just wanted you to know that me and my friends all think you're cute. I never heard that shit before. So I'm thinking you kidding. Like, don't be capping, right? don't be capping. Do not be capping, yo. I was like, I thought they were picking on me, but they told me I was handsome. Now, this must have done something to me because I still remember that shit. It imprinted in my brain the first time I was told that I was attractive. Wow. I didn't my reputation began to change. Like women started to say I was beautiful, but I think it's because at this time I had a little job and I could buy my own little clothes and stuff. So, you know, I'm wearing like academics and shit and Echo and shit. You know, y'all probably wore some of that shit. You know, I'm fresh. I got my little t-shirts on, going to Hibbett Sports. I'm copping my little Echo shit, you know. Going to school and shit, you know, got a little outfit and shit here and there, you know. And all of a sudden, I'm cute now. But I'm still measuring myself according to my peers now. You see what I'm saying? So this is when you say I'm beautiful, when you say I'm attractive, I'm handsome, right? If you're a lady, you'll say I'm pretty, right? I am beautiful, I am gorgeous. This is taken as arrogance, but I believe that's a spell. I'm going to tell you why. You have the outside world who can freely call you ugly, right? Now, you can't measure yourself against anybody else to know if you're ugly or not, or beautiful or not. So what else do you have to go off of? You know what I mean? So what we'll do is we'll say, okay, well, I must be ugly because it's not within your rights to call yourself beauty. So we say whatever you feed will grow stronger. Whatever you're feeding is what's going to become powerful. So what's being fed is the negative sides. You know, your depression's being fed because all you're getting is these negative reviews on you, these negative appraisals on you, on your looks. And so if you can't counter that by calling yourself beautiful, then you're not feeding that positive side. And so now you can't say out loud that you're beautiful because you're arrogant. Hey baby, hang on one second, guys. Oh, on Facebook? Okay. There we go. Lacey came and told me I had a bad glare. I'm sure that's better. So yeah, like you're not feeding that side of you that needs that positive energy because you're scared to say out loud you're beautiful. But well, fuck that. You should be able to say I'm beautiful. Somebody say you ugly, you should say that's a damn lie. The devil is a lie. How are you gonna tell me what my family been putting together for thousands of years is ugly? Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you? Who are you to think that you can tell me what my family been working on for all these years is ugly? I don't have to fall into a standardized beauty. I'm beautiful because I am my ancestors manifested. I am beautiful because I am my ancestors ascended. When people say you have your mother's smile, that's a compliment to me. You don't have to say you have a nice smile. I have my mother's smile. I don't give two shits if you think it's nice. This is how I hold on to my mother. This is my connection to my mother, my smile. She lives on inside of me through my smile. She said, I'm going to give Kevin my smile, right? You have your father's cheekbones. I don't care if you think that's beautiful or not. I take that as a compliment because that is my father. That's my inheritance, right? So when I share features with all of my cousins in them, right? I find it as a compliment. My cousins and them are beautiful. They got it going on. Ain't no ugly nowhere. You understand? Like, we all beautiful. You're beautiful. When you see me, you see my lineage, you see my heritage, you see what my family, what every person who preceded me contributed to my existence. And when I look at you, I see the same. That is not beauty. That is not ugly. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. I don't know another word that encapsulates beauty more than that. You see what I'm saying? Its essence is soul, and you're not in charge of that. So it's not arrogant because you're not saying I'm beauty as in I'm beautiful, I'm handsome, I'm fine. It's not like you're saying it like it's my doing. It's saying that my family did this. They broke the mold. You understand? Like, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the biological art that my family put together, right? And I'm not just talking about your appearance. I'm talking about your soul, your charisma, right? Everything that can come out of you at any given moment. Some of us have been in trying times and we've learned more about ourselves because of those trying times. Things came out of us. Things poured out of us. Thank you so much for your donations on Facebook, on YouTube. Thank you for your stars on Facebook. things pour out of us when we have our backs against the wall, just like a cat's claws come out when they're cornered, right? You start to realize you have these weapons, these tools to get yourselves out of these predicaments. And to an animal, of course, that may be claws. To you, that's your charisma, your pizzazz, your je ne sais quoi, your glow. You know what I mean? And how can you find your glow if you down on yourself? If you think you ugly, why would you want to glow? If you think you're ugly, you're going to try not to be seen. You're going to be quiet in the room, right? You're not going to step forward and do your thing, do your dance, do your jig, speak your words, because you think you ugly. You know what I mean? Deion Sanders says something. He says, they asked him, why we go out on the field, you wear bandanas and all your jewelry. Deion Sanders will be out there with his jewelry, his earrings on, his necklaces on. I mean, just making a fashion statement, right? Brother hit the field chilling, like he ain't about to get out here and be in a contact sport. When they asked him, Deion, why do you do that? Deion said, well, when you look good, you feel good. You see that? Like when you feel good, you play good. When you look good, oh, you feel good. And when you feel good, oh, you play good. See, it starts with recognizing something positive about yourself and then building on that. So if you wake up first thing in the morning and you look in the mirror, the first thing you're saying is, I don't like me, I'm ugly. You're going to build on that and it's going to be negative. But if you look in that mirror and you say, I am my ancestors ascended and we are built on that, you ain't about to walk out the door on yourself after uttering that phrase. Come on, I have nothing but gratitude to my ancestors for contributing to my existence. Each one of them had a hand into creating what is called Kevin Wesley, the being that is called Kevin Wesley, and they're all fucking artists. They're all Picassos and Beethovens in their own right. You know what I mean? And why do I know that? Because it comes out of me to this day. I have music, I have talents that come out of me to this day. You know what I mean? So your parents, your predecessors, your ancestors all had a hand in contributing to who you are. Give up every person contributed, and now you have to accept that person that into your whole family because of a feature. Love thyself, for you are magic. You cannot be duplicated. You are absolute magic that cannot be recreated. Wow. Sciences can repeat so they can be observed because you don't repeat random. You ever go create a player on a game and you hit random and it gives you random ass eyes, random noses, random ears? Like when you have a child, they're gonna get your features, some of your features, but it's random. Right? It's random, but it's random from your family line. Like when you hit a game and you're creating your player and you hit random, right? You hit random. It's only going to give you features that's in that game's design. It's not going to give you features from everywhere, right? If I hit a random player on NBA 2K, it ain't going to give me Shrek ears. Like, you know what I mean? Like they don't exist on that game. It's only going to give me what falls within that game. You have a lineage. Your lineage is paralleling with that game. You only have a certain amount of noses. You only have a certain amount of eyes, ears, features in your lineage. From these, right? That's what your children will have. You know what I mean? And so that's what you have, right? We all take parts of our ancestors' avatars and we come out here and we live again. You see what I'm saying? And that cannot be repeated or duplicated. So you're not even, science can't even fuck with you. You are magic. You know you magic when you don't even know your origin. You know you magic when you can't even figure out how you appeared. You don't even know how it happened. The trick is aloof to the magician. You are the trick. You're the trick. And not even you get it. That you're beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous, because you're so unique. You think your fingerprint is all that makes you different. The next word that comes from your mouth is what makes you different. Nobody will utter it in that order. The next paragraph that you say, the next poem you write, the next art that you draw, the next song you write, proves you're unique, because no one can write that exact song. No one can put those exact marks, sketches on a piece of paper to draw what you're going to draw. No one can put the same paint strokes on the same canvas to create the piece that you're going to create. No matter what, you're so unique. You cannot be duplicated. There's no cookie cutter for you. Even when you do duplicate, you're duplicating with another person's lineage. So when you find a person that you love or that you breed with, you have sex with, and y'all make a child, you just made a child with another person's entire lineage. So now that person is the culmination between everything that your parents have worked towards, manifested, and with theirs manifested. That ain't beautiful. That's not beautiful. That's ugly. That there's a way that can be ugly. Like, is there a way that can be ugly? Magic cannot be ugly, family. There are hundreds of thousands of people to make up you. Call it DNA. Deoxyribonucleic acid, right? You look it up. Google will tell you it's a replicating material found in the human body that, if you stretch it out, it reaches all the way to the sun. Dana is my ancestor, right? DNA is the proof that I am not alone. DNA is the proof that I didn't just create myself, that my family, my lineage, my heritage, they are me. They are me. When I look in the mirror, I am looking at my heritage. When I look in the mirror, I am looking at my lineage combined. Wow. Wow. And somewhere along the lines, we accept this concept of beauty, and we forego, or we forfeit the honor in looking like our ancestors for acceptance of a standard, an aesthetic standard. Oh, you pretty. Ah, you this, you that, you ugly. I really wish you guys could understand that. If you could find a way to see yourself in that light, you could breed a whole lot more positive energy. You won't be so attached to trying to fit in to somebody else's standard of beauty. You won't be trying to look like nobody else. You understand? People will want to look like you. You understand? Like, let me tell you guys something. You know how many men hit me up to ask me, where do you get your clothes? Where do you get your wraps? Will you do a rap tutorial? How'd you get your beard like that? I want to look like that. You guys can look across Facebook and social media, and you can see so many people taking on my style, wrapping their heads now, dressing like me now, right? Well, when it's your season, family, when you truly recognize that you are the light, right? Think about this, the sun, right? The sun is our light, and we all look at that sun, right? We all observe it and appreciate it. It gives our world light, right? It shines, and sometimes it shines very bright, and we have to put on shades. Well, that's what people do. When you shine very bright, some people put on shades. They throw a little shade because they can't handle it, right? They can't handle your glory. They can't handle your glow. But you're going to keep shining. You're going to keep shining, and they're going to have to get used to it, right? Or they're just going to have to find somewhere in the shade. But when you shining and it becomes your season, like when it becomes fall season, winter season, summer, spring, you notice that people start to dress differently in these seasons, right? Well, when you've been shining for so long and it becomes your season, people start to dress differently because of the light that you cast, the season that you're in. When you fly like that, not fly as in looks, but fly as in consciousness, enough to accept yourself and create your own style and step out and just glow, People want to dress like you. People change the way they dress to fit the season, because the being that they are looking to is shining, and they want to shine too. So it's a compliment when people start saying, I want to dress like you. I like that. I love that. I want to do that. That shit dope. But would you do that if you was down on yourself? Would you do that if you weren't confident? You see what I'm saying? I think it's dope. I think it's dope when men ask me, where you get your stuff from. I feel like if women find you attractive, and men who are your peers are hitting you up asking you for advice and suggestions on how they should dress, hell, you got your stamp of approval right there. But all that comes from me first loving myself and accepting myself. Most of my life I've been insecure, taking with me what they told me in school, like what I heard in my adolescence. I took a lot of that with me, so it didn't matter who said I was attractive. In my mind, I still had all these things I wanted to change about myself, all these things that if I could have made me, I would have made me a little bit different, because I found a way to not love myself, to feel like, well, I know you might say I'm attractive, but I wish I was more attractive. I wish I was attractive enough to get the person that I like, though. I get you think I'm cute, but I want the girl that I like to think I'm cute, and in order for her to think I'm cute, I must be more attractive. But here's the thing. There are so many people in this world who don't fall into the conceptualized standard of beauty that still get tons of play. You know what I mean? So I remember growing up, and no offense to the brother or anything like that, because I don't really care or judge, but I would hear other people talk about Lil Wayne. Like, men would talk about Lil Wayne and be like, what women see in him? Women always saying that this dude fly, that nigga ugly, he looked like a gremlin. Lil Wayne had swag, though. Lil Wayne had je ne sais quoi. That man didn't think he was ugly by the way he carried himself. And it seemed that nobody else did. I heard tons of women talk about how much they love Lil Wayne. Tons of them. So Lil Wayne don't give a damn if I look at him and think that he's attractive. Lil Wayne accepted something within himself and said, I got it going on. And he went out and had it going on. And he manifested that world for himself. It doesn't matter if men or women find this man unattractive. So many people do, because of the swag he brings. You know what I mean? So it's all about your confidence, Queen said. Absolutely it is. And so if you've confided in yourself, right? Confidence, right? If you confided in yourself, hey, I'm going to believe in me regardless of what I hear from the outside world, you're going to have confident, right? You're going to have it in. You're going to have it. Confidence. My contract with myself is I'm going to love me, and due to that contract, I love me by being outward expressive of my gifts and my talents. And because of that, on the flip side, the beholder of me sees that, and to them, that is beautiful. Or it may not be. I don't care. I care about my ancestors being represented. I care about the best of me being put forth, because if I accept this world standard, I'm going to want to change. If I accept this world standard, I'm going to want to compare myself to somebody else, and I'm going to say, well, if I looked more like him, then I would get this. If I did more of this like he does, then I would have this. If I copy what he's doing, if I just had this, if I just had, no, you are you. You can't be nobody else. It's a waste of time. It is a waste of time. You're not going to be able to pull that shit off, because it's not you. It's not you. You're going to fail. Even if you succeed in copying this person, even if you would succeed in putting on a good acting job, you still failed at being you. Who you want to be? You're going to deny this world of you because you accepted some standard, not love who you are. So now you put you in the back burner, right? You hide you cover you up with all these different things, because you want to change your features, so you make yourself look different. You see what I'm saying? So other people will accept you. Man, listen, I don't need you to accept me based on aesthetics. That's not me. Aesthetics shouldn't define me. Aesthetics is just the proof that I am my ancestors. My actions should define me. So I shouldn't care if you find me aesthetically pleasing. No more than a rose gives a shit if you walk right by it. You see what I'm saying? Like, imagine a rose sitting there. Need to hear that. That should come from the inside. You should know you're beautiful and radiant by what goes on through your mind, the magic that's in your mind, right? How you can go off on these daydreams and it's just entertain yourself, you know, or how you sometimes I can watch TV and hear one line in one movie and pause it, and I'm off on a whole tangent now for 30 minutes to an hour, mind blown over what has came now into my mind, peeked into my brain, my consciousness, due to something I heard or saw. And I'll sit there and say to myself, man, I am beautiful. I love me. I love being in my head. I love having the access to my thoughts that I have. I do. And that's not arrogant. We've been taught that is, and I think it's to keep ourselves from loving ourselves. You're constantly fed negativity, and if you can't give yourself positivity, so now you seek it from outside. And people just know. When you're looking for validation, people just know, and it's a turnoff. And I think it's because we know it's not natural. People seeking validation, it's just, ugh. Even if you cute, you know what I mean? Even if you look good, nobody wanting to see that. Like, it's a turn off, right? You just want, you just want somebody to tell you something. That's what it comes off as. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but that's a result of us thinking that we can't fulfill that ourselves, that we are not our own resource for those compliments. We're not our own resource for validation. You don't need someone outside of you to tell you you beautiful, man. So stop reaching for that. Stop reaching for that, because when you, ladies, I'm gonna give you a secret. Some men can hold y'all hostage to insecurity because they know you want to hear that you're beautiful, and they won't tell you. Did you know that? Tell me I'm lying, fellas. Fellas, tell me I'm lying. How many times have we said, don't go up to her telling her that she's fine? She's heard it before. Don't tell her, bruh. In fact, find something wrong with her. And that will intrigue her more to liking you, right? In fact, just be like, you know, you have pretty eyes, but you know, if you do something different with your hair, girl, you'll have it going on. And to me, that's rude. But honestly, to some females, they'll be like, what you mean? What you mean? What should I do to my hair? And see, they're not used to hearing that. So now they're gonna follow behind you, trying to get a little compliment from you. I've been that way. Not with anything looks wise, but I've had friends and stuff in my life that didn't seem to tell me shit I did was positive. I showed them a verse I done wrote, a rap verse or something, or something I drew, or something that I've created, and they always acted like it's meh, it's okay. And so now their opinion is the one I long for, because I want them to say, give me something where the other people who be like, dude, you dope, bruh, this is fire, man, you did this. Now their opinion weighs a little bit less, because what I want is the opinion of that person who didn't give me what I wanted to hear. So now I become subjected to them. Like, I need to know what they think about me. Man, nah, bro. I don't need that. I don't need that. I believe in me, and damn it, that's good enough. My belief in me causes me to be outwardly expressive, which helps you to believe in me. But if I don't believe in me, how can I set out on a mission to convince you to believe in me if I don't believe in me? You go to a multi-billionaire with your elevator pitch, right? You know, when the elevator pitch is when your short speech to get an investment from someone who has the resources that you may not have access to, right? So you get on an elevator with this billionaire and you have this great idea that you believe can make a lot of money. And so now you have to pitch this to him before his elevator makes it to his floor, right? Trying to convince this person to invest in you. Explain to them why they should. If you believed in yourself, that billionaire might just look at you and say, it's something about you. Who are you? Right? That's what I get all the time. People who've never heard a thought talk from me. They've never been to a lecture. They've never witnessed me on social media. They've never seen me in their life. They still see me and say, man, it's something about you, because I've accepted who I am. I've accepted me. And my ancestors are grateful for that. I accept them, every last one of them. Love yourself, family. Love your family. Love your ancestors. Represent them well. They did everything they could to get you your avatar. Be grateful for it. Don't call it ugly after they've done all of that. Don't call yourself ugly. Don't accept that you're ugly. Ain't no such thing. There is no such thing. Who gets to standardize beauty or ugly? Who? You see a magazine and that tells you what ugly or beautiful is, and you believe that? Who made the magazine? Right? We walk around discouraged thinking we got to look like these people, man. And a lot of times, man, these photos have been worked on. They're worked on their marketing, family. Sometimes the neck is stretched, the waist is slimmed out, the jawline is done. They've worked with they've worked with these models. They've worked with them. And you sitting here looking at somebody who's been augmented and feeling discouraged about you because you don't look like someone who isn't even real. And you wonder why you're discouraged. You wonder why you're deflated. The moment you accept that you are your ancestors is the moment that you have unspeakable power. You understand? Failure to acknowledge your own beauty. Failure to acknowledge your own power is failure to acknowledge your ancestors, because you are them. They're one and the same. You are your ancestors combined, manifested, ascended. Be powerful. With every step you take that step knowing that you are a million souls, millions of people who have been here through every family, your mama, your daddy, on my mama's side, on my daddy's side, just lineages going all the way back, on my grandpa and grandma on my daddy's side, lineages, on my grandpa and grandma on mama's side, on each one of theirs, that doubles, on each one of theirs, that doubles, on each one of theirs, that doubles, until you get this humongous tribe. And it seems unreal to fathom it when you start to think, okay, from one person, they have the combination of two people's complete lineage. But then that is the combination of 8 people. And then that is the combination of 16 people. And then that is the combination of 32. And it keeps. So just look in a mirror. And it makes more sense then. It all starts to come into play then. When you look in the mirror and say, and they are all me. As great and as hard as that is to fathom, that all those people contributed to your existence, that equals, that number equals you. If you were to do the math on all of those people that came before you, the sum of that question is you. I love it. I love it. The sum of that question is Y-O-U. You are that. So instead of counting back, count forward, and what do you end up with? Your beautiful ass, your beautiful self. That's what you end up with. Yeah, carry the one. Carry the one, baby. Carry the one into success. Carry the one into this world and be the one. You know what I mean? Listen, I laugh when epiphanies hit me because they're not coming from me. It's my ancestors. You know what I mean? One of them I feel like my thoughts come from them. So like when I'm on to something, I feel like one of my ancestors in the back yell out, "Boy, hey, tell them this." And then I hear the thought and I start laughing because I'm like, you know what? That's some real shit. That's some real shit. Going all the way back to the beginning of time. You are the sum of all of them combined. Going all the way back to the beginning of time, you are the sum of all of them combined. Wow. And every last feature is a sign. What a wonderful design. You are a wonderful design. Yes, we are. No more. No more will we allow ourselves to be discouraged because we don't embody some features that people tell us we should have. No more will we allow ourselves to be deflated because we don't look like someone else on Instagram or Facebook. No, we're not going to do that anymore. No, we're going to find our own magic and lead with that and be unique and special. Yeah, and inspire others to be also. That's what we accept who you are. You are them and they are you. You are many and many are one. Jay said it's tough when you haven't when you've lost or have not met those. I agree. I didn't know my mother. I didn't know my grandparents. It is tough, and you don't grow up with them complimenting you, and you don't grow up. But here's the thing: you know that you're here, right? And even if you display features in your being or in your actions, your talents that you don't know where they came from in your ancestry, you can rest assured that it came from somewhere in your ancestry because you have it. You have that gift. You have that access. So it was passed down. See, we look for inherited wealth, but I'm telling you, your true inherited wealth is not external. It is internal. You understand? Because it is the internal gifts and skills that create external wealth. External wealth is fake. Yeah, paper's fake. It's money. Money's fake. Even gold. Your concept that gold is valuable is fake. Your concept that diamonds are valuable is fake. What is valuable outside of you is food, water, right? The sun's energy. That is what is valuable. That is what is true wealth outside of you. Now, we've conceptualized, you know, minerals, right, to be valuable, like silver, gold, diamonds. We've accepted paper monetization to be valuable because we agree on it socially to accept it for trade. But I'm telling you, access to that to that money, access to that paper, access to those minerals outside of yourself, you can obtain those by channeling the gifts that's inside of you, and those are unlimited. So these are the true value. What is inside of you will beget what's outside of you. The gifts inside of you will earn you the money. The gifts that's inside of you will bring you the diamonds, the gold, the silver. You see what I'm saying? All of that is things that we just believe is valuable, but it really holds no value other than the value that we put into it mentally through our belief, through being under a spell. So where is the true value? It's within you. And this is what you pass on. You pass this on. Your DNA, your lineage, the person that you meet, that you fall in love with, that you choose to have a child with, you're choosing this person because you recognize that their ancestry is royalty, right? Or you just thought they were sexy that night and you had a little bit too much to drink. Nevertheless, the result is the same. Here lies a creation. Choose to have a child with them. That is the ultimate way to pass on true wealth. Every skill set that you have, every skill set that they have now has the potential to be re-embodied, remanifested in your children, in your duplications, in your reincarnations. And that, my friends, is what breeds wealth, external wealth, the fake stuff. But you gotta have the real stuff, right? Somebody say that's deep. Yeah, that's deep. It's deep. It's not out. It's deep in. It's within. The moment you accept yourself and everything that is within you, you will start realizing you attract all those things that you want to you. But you got to start acting on it. I watched a movie last night and a guy said a quote. Well, this woman, she wanted her son. It's a Hindu movie. She wants her son to stop climbing this mountain, right? And so she goes to Shiva and she prays to Shiva that her son stops climbing the mountain. Every time he climbs, he falls, and he won't stop until he makes it to the top. He hasn't made it to the top, and he's failed over 1,000 times, and I'm in fear that one day he's going to kill himself, right? So she goes to this shaman or priest, right? And she's telling him her prayers for Shiva. And he says, well, Shiva will grant your request, but you have to do 1,000 cleansings. Now, she had this humongous pot or vessel that she's to carry, walk down to the lake or the stream, and then get the water, carry the water all the way back up the hill, pour that onto the idol that represented Shiva. And that's one cleansing. She had to do this 1,000 times, right? 1,000 times. And when her son found out what she was doing, he didn't want her doing all that work. He felt like, I don't know if you got it in you to do 1,000 cleansings. Let me help you. And the guy yells out, the shaman, the priest who told her that Shiva wants her to do the 1,000 cleansings, he blurts out, you cannot help her. Shiva won't allow it. The one who makes the wish must do the work. I paused it right there. I said, Lacey and Jamie, did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? The one who makes the wish must do the work. Did you hear that? Wow. See, powerful, powerful. The one who makes the wish must do the work. If you wish for a harvest, you must plant the seeds. Come on. Imagine going to a wishing well, tossing a quarter in, making a wish, and then walking away with no plan to work towards that wish. Is that truly a wish or desire of yours? Is it truly a wish or desire of yours if you're not working towards trying to get it? Is it, I wish I was rich? Are you trying to be rich in your life? I wish I was a millionaire. Are you trying to be a millionaire? Are you actually attempting to be a millionaire? Or you just said, I want to pay my bills? Where your mind at? Where is your focus? Where are your goals, right? He who makes the wish must do the work. So if you say, I wish I was rich, I wish I was a millionaire, have you taken into account what it would take for you to become a millionaire? Or are you just going to work every day, trying to just make ends meet, wishing you were a millionaire so you didn't have the problems that you have? Of course, if you're in a situation where you live into where you can, you live in week to week, of course you wish you were rich. But you got to do more than wish. You got to work. You have to. And if you wish to be a millionaire and the person beside you wishes to be a thousandaire, shouldn't your output be a little bit different? Shouldn't you be moving at a slightly different speed at least? You're going with the flow of the people around you who do not aspire to be a millionaire. So how do you think it's going to be represented outwardly that you even want to be a millionaire? You're not working out your wish. You just talking. Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, you wish. I wish I could fly. See, these two things are not the same. I don't have wings. And as far as we know, I don't have the physical capabilities of flying, right? I don't weigh less than air like helium, and I don't have wings, so I don't have the physical capabilities that it would take one to fly according to the physical attributes to do so. I don't have those. So if I wished I could fly, okay, of course, I wish I could fly. Unless I'm attempting to do what the Wright brothers did and create my own form of flight, then okay, I'm just talking. But that's acceptable. You wishing for tangible shit that can be accomplished though. If it is tangible, if it is possible, why make the wish and not work towards it? Why? The one who makes the wish must do the work. Must. You can't give it to someone else to do, because then they're gonna be rich. They're gonna have the wish granted, not you. Rise. Rise, beautiful ones. I am hoping that something I'm saying to you guys is challenging something in you guys, waking up something in you guys. I'm going to ask if it is, can you please let me know if what I am saying to you has empowered you in some, because I really felt this strong in my soul to do this little thought talk with you guys this rising. And I want to know if it has touched you, if you feel that you are more powerful now than when you started watching this video. Because I really felt strongly that this was meant to be said. You know what I mean? If it's not, then maybe I just felt like it was a thing to do. But I really feel that this needs to be said. I feel like you guys need to hear it, and I feel like once you do, you'll rethink this. Your perspective will have changed. And I keep saying, if you change the perspective, you change the world. Stop thinking for a second that you could be ugly. Stop thinking that. You have help. Every fiber of your being is wanting you to succeed. You here. You had the opportunity to, your soul had the opportunity to live in this vessel that your ancestors put together through passing on. Passing on. What are you going to do with it? See, some other people have avatars that can't run a 4.2 and a 40. Right? My avatar can't run a 4.2 and a 40. You know what I mean? Dwight Howard's my best friend. My avatar isn't 6'11" like his is. So he uses his avatar to do different things. He uses this avatar to earn his millions in his way. I can't be jealous of him. I can't say, well, damn, if I was 6'11", I have everything. I have it too. Well, if I could jump that high and run that fast, I have it too. He looks at me and says, man, I wish I was that intelligent. I wish I had access to these type of thoughts. Some people who you want to trade with, they want to trade with you. And the problem is you don't see how amazing you are. And neither do they. Because they want to trade with you. Both of y'all fucking missed it. If you want to be me and I want to be you, we both missed it. Because what should truly be happening is I should want to be me. And you should want to be you. Not the other way around. I should want what I have already and use what I have already. Anytime, thank you so much. Somebody said they had tears in their eyes. Thank you so much for telling me. Every second wasted on comparing yourself to somebody else or wishing that you had something you didn't have is a waste of time. Because what you should be doing is going through the deck, the cards that's in your deck, and playing your best hand. Don't try to work with anybody else's hand. You can't work with their hand. You work with your cards. The cards you dealt, look at those cards and play your best game. Don't be trying to lean over and see what somebody else have because you don't like your hand. Play your hand that you were dealt and beat their ass. Hypothetically, figuratively, win the game. You don't need to know if they got a king over here or a draw 4 over here or whatever game you playing. Just play your game. Somebody say, I love me. Somebody say, I am beautiful. Somebody say, I am beautiful because I am my ancestors ascended. I am beautiful because I am my ancestors manifested. I am beautiful. I don't give a damn what none of y'all say. I'm beautiful because I'm them. I'm my whole family. When I look at all of my cousins, I can see little features that I share with every one of them. We out here measuring ourselves according to what somebody else has said that we should do. And that's so stupid. We forever under a spell because we keep on trying to navigate our world according to somebody else's damn blueprint. That's crazy. Give a shit what they tell me beauty is. I'm beautiful. I don't give a shit what they tell me I should look like. I'm beautiful. I don't care what the ideal height is. I'm beautiful. I don't care. I don't care what this world says beauty. That's so stupid. Imagine a butterfly flying around sad because he don't have pretty wings. You flying though. Like your wings will take you everywhere else that these other people's wings will take them. And you sitting here mad because your wings don't look like the butterfly next to you. When the person next to you isn't even responsible for their wings. You don't know what wings you're gonna end up with. But you have to evolve. You have to metamorphosis because if you don't, you stay forever a caterpillar. You see what I'm saying? You have to evolve. We don't know what the evolution looks like on the other side, but you gotta do it. And that evolution is beautiful, even though you don't know what it looks like. I refuse to be a butterfly thinking I got ugly wings when I'm able to fly. I refuse. Some of y'all driving cars right now feeling down on yourself because you don't have the car you want. When your car can get your ass everywhere else, that Bentley that you see beside you is taking that other person. I was riding with my son-in-law, right, the other day. Me and Jalen, we was out riding somewhere. And I said, hey, Jalen, look at that Bentley up there. Or it might have been a Rolls Royce. He said, oh, yeah, that shit fire, right? Oh, that's dope. And we were going somewhere that we needed to be, right? But if I had the time, I would have followed that car. I would have followed that car because I always try to find different things to teach lessons, right, to the people that's around me, the people that's in my life. You know, I look at myself as a son. You are a son, and the people that you're raising, rays of the sun, the people that you shining your light on, they receive energy from you and nutrition from you and sustenance from you. So I am the son of my house, and I shine the light that I exude or my rays on my children. I look at him like my son. So I wanted to teach him something. You know what I mean? So I wanted to follow that Bentley, follow that Rolls Royce to wherever it was going, and wherever it pulled over, find a parking lot close to it. And then say to him, did you notice something? And he'd say to me, notice what? And I would say that my car took us to the same place his did. My car took us to the same exact place that his did. His car would not drive on any terrain that mine won't. Every turn he can make, I can. It's a beautiful car. But I will never allow that beautiful car to make me feel discouraged about the car I'm driving. That's comparing. Recognizing the beauty in art is one thing. When people make these foreign cars, they do a good job. I can't front to you. I feel like I have expensive taste, but I think it's more so because I like the design and different things, and it just happens to be expensive. So I can see the beauty in cars and clothing and all this stuff or whatnot, but I'm never gonna say because I don't drive that car, I feel less on myself. It's a badass car. My homie Dwight, he got a purple Rolls Royce. The shit fire. He got several cars that shit I haven't had the opportunity to purchase, but I've never ridden with him or driven one of his. I've driven his cars. I've never driven one of his cars saying, damn, I ain't gonna feel like shit when I hop back in mine. Man, I can drive Dwight's cars, bring his shit back, hop back in mine, and still feel like the shit. Don't give a damn. I don't give a damn that I don't own that car or have a car like it. It's a car. I'm me though. I'm me though. And you gotta say that with pride. You gotta say that with nobody else in this whole world is me. That's dope as fuck. Come on, y'all. There ain't nobody in this world you but you. Somebody say, I'm me. And say that shit with pride. Hit your chest. Nigga, I'm me. Hey, I'm me. I ain't me. That's so powerful. It's powerful to me. I feel it in my soul. I got chills right now. I am me. All right, family. You get the point. Love yourself, you love your ancestors. Hate yourself, you hate your ancestors. Acceptance of yourself is acceptance of your ancestors. Denial of yourself is denial of your ancestors, family. I can't say it any clearer. If you don't love who you see in the mirror, you have missed it. If you don't love who you see in the mirror, you have missed it. I can't make it any clearer. If you don't love who you see in the mirror, you have missed it. That's right, Yang. Nissan, if I'm pronouncing that right. I am me. Yeah, I love me regardless. I love me if I'm sitting in a room with a bunch of men who's strong and can work out. I might look at them and be like, dang, I wish I could get back in the gym. I wish I had my old body frame. I wish I was still strong like I used to be. I walk into a gym now and I feel discouraged. I feel weak because I know how strong I used to be in my prime. And I'm like, damn, I'm so skinny compared to how I used to look. And when I try to move weights that I used to be able to move, I feel down on myself because I'm so weak compared to how I used to be. But if I allow that to take over my mind, I'll stop going to the gym because I'll be so discouraged that I'm so far from who I used to be. Like, I'm not even who I used to be in terms of strength in the gym and looks and ability. But if I compare, I'll get discouraged. So I have to say, okay, I know how strong I once was. Instead of comparing, I was that person. I'm still that person, right? I'm still that person. So therefore, I am that person. I just don't, I just haven't manifested what I had manifested at that time, because when I got that strong, did I start off that strong? No, I didn't. I struggled just like I struggled now, right? But with work, I was able to become that strong. So now I re-look at it and I say, well, instead of allowing me not being who I once was to deflate me, I can say I can be who I was because I've been that once, and now I'm inflated because I just changed my perspective. And sometimes, family, that is key. Angela says, but you're stronger mentally. You're absolutely right, Angela. I would not trade with the larger version of myself to have that mind. If I had to trade for my old body, which is, I loved it. I loved the size I had. I loved the strength. I loved how I felt every day. Sometimes I felt like it was nothing I couldn't lift. But if you ask me, would I trade that body and take the mindset that I had at that time too? I wouldn't make the trade. I wouldn't make the trade. I love who I am now more. So I'm comparing myself to an aspect of myself that I no longer have. Muscles, strength, physical ability. Right? But I love who I am now. I need who I am right now at this moment. I need that person. Without that person, I don't have existence. Without that person, I can't complete my missions. I need me. I need me to be exactly who I am and better. And every step I take to bettering my being, I have made my ancestors better. I'm responsible for leveling up my ancestors. Dang. I leveled them up. I leveled them up. I leveled them up. I took my ancestry to a whole new level. My children will know more than my ancestors, know more than their predecessors. My children will know more than me. And I'm going to fight for everything that we knew and has now forgotten due to colonization. We once knew how to preserve, hunt, create gardens, take care of ourselves, and survive in the natural world. I'm sure that knowledge is still in my being somewhere because my ancestors who lived during that time, they make up who I am too. So I'm going to channel that, and I'm going to rise, and I'm going to be more self-sufficient and less dependent. And my ancestors are going to be grateful. Yeah, my mission is to please my ancestors, as yours should be. Don't be discouraged, family. Be encouraged, knowing that you are beautiful because you make up millions of people combined. Now takes so much more strength, indeed. If I could go back, what I tell my younger self, the best is yet to come. But don't look for it to come from outside of you. It comes from within you. If I could go back and talk to my younger self, I would tell my younger self, do not pursue outward expressions of God or love or acceptance. Create these things from within. Find these things, channel these things from within. That would be my advice. Yep. Peace, family. Be evolution. Be the change that you want to see. and no candle loses its flame from lighting another. And if you were to ever find yourself in the middle of chaos, believe me, it is in that chaos that you will find yourself. I love you all. I'm thankful that you guys got something from this. I hope that you guys will be here for my next live. I did make a short video to this. It's on the Be Evolution page. If you guys don't mind, please share that content. Share this content, please. If you guys were empowered by it, please make sure somebody else gets this, okay? Say you need to watch this video. If you know anybody who down on themselves, who thinking that they can't achieve something because they don't have what somebody on social media has, the followers, the boats, the cars, the money, the friends, you're wrong. You're wrong. Make your videos, post them. Make your content, post it. Do your art. Start your business. Don't worry about that. You send them where they are now. You didn't see their beginning. And a lot of them will tell you that they had some unsightly beginnings. Some that they don't even want to tell you about. But will, because they're not there anymore. Janet Lee, I'm working on a book now. Working on 2 books, actually. But that's it, family. I love you all. I'll see you guys soon, okay? Peace, Facebook. Peace to you guys, YouTube. I love you all. Stay tuned. I will be doing a class, poly seminar with my queens. If you guys are interested in poly, you want to meet more women or men who are interested in poly and have an understanding of it, or want an understanding of it, you're going to want to be in that, okay? So I will be advertising on YouTube. The class will be on Facebook, so you guys know. I will try to work out a way where I can also put it on YouTube for those of you that don't have access to Facebook or don't have the app. Just let me know. You can comment in here and let me know, and we'll work it out from there. All right. You can also message me on Instagram at Kevin Wesley B. I check my messages on Instagram, and they're a lot easier for me to get to. So a lot of you guys from YouTube message me there. So if you guys message me there and let me know you really want to get into this room, I'll set up a private YouTube link and send you guys a link. If you guys want to be in this class. All right, family. Be evolution, be the change that you want to see. No candle loses its flame from lighting another. And if you want to find yourself in the middle of chaos, it's in that chaos you found yourself. Peace.